you take this experience, and it's probably the best platform ever as a singer to get exposure, but now, you know, you're starting at square one, and you've got to identify a sound for yourself that's not based on Grand Ole Opry Week or Disco Week or whatnot.
I said from the beginning that I wanted to be, you know, a pop R&B singer, and I think that that's been tempered a little bit. I think that I know the type of pop R&B singer I want to be. I think there's, you know, there are people like T-Pain, and then there are people like Neo. You know, whereas I love T-Pain,
Right.
I'm going Neo now.
Right.
You know, and I've always liked all that music. I have an understanding of who I'd like to work with. You know, I've been mentioning Neo a lot, but you know, Neo, the Underdogs, Stargate. You know, there are a lot of writing and production teams that I'd love to work with, for the reason, you know, because I know that they've taken voices like mine and turned them into those records. For me, you know, it's hoping that 19 and Sony pick me up this summer, because of course they have the first option. But if not, you know, I feel confident that someone, you know, will listen to my singles on iTunes and will, you know, have seen my performances on the show, seen my performances on tour, and, you know, really say, you know, not only is that a good voice, but that's a voice that fits this genre. So, you know, I'm a thinker about everything. You know, I dissect everything.
No, I can tell there's a lot happening here in terms of like what you're thinking about. You know, and I think there's probably different kinds of Idol contestants. Ones who are more like from the gut, like this is what I'm going to do, or people who've thought about like this is what I want to project while I'm on there because I've got X number of weeks.
I think I'm somewhere in between. I mean, I've definitely had my visceral reactions to things, and you know, that's also who I am. It's like when I'm watching Carolina basketball and we lose a game, I'm not just want to say, okay, well, it's fine because our record is, you know, 30-2, so it means if we lose, that's not me. I'm, you know.
Do you have the Paula lip quiver?
I did punch a wall after. It was after I got in the bottom three one week. I excused myself from the stage, and I thought, you know, interestingly enough, you know how y'all have like a behind the scenes of the results night, whatever. Right. I excused myself from the stage, and I came back pretty soon thereafter, and I felt confident. Maybe it's just, you know, my own ego, but I felt confident that someone would be writing, you know, Anoop left the stage for you know 30 seconds, and then came back and was massaging his hand.
Thankfully, they weren't backstage with the camera being, well, like, you know, here was Anoop punching a wall. You know?
Oh, the